Hey y'all, it's Stacey. Welcome back to the kitchen. Are you looking for a stick to your ribs kind of meal? Well, this stuffed cabbage soup is certainly that. I grew up with my mom making stuffed cabbage all the time, and I knew there had to be an easier way to get those great flavors, so I created this stuffed cabbage soup. To start, what I did is I took about 1.5 pounds of ground beef and I browned it with a small onion. I drained that and then returned it here to my large Dutch oven. You could also use like a large stock pot. I'm adding 2 to 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced. This is just gonna go in here just long enough till we start to smell it, because of course, garlic has a tendency to scorch and give us a bitter flavor, so we just wanna barely get that heated through. Next to this, I'm going to add a 28-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes with the juice in there. Give that a stir. I've got 3 cups of beef broth. And the thing that my mom always used to make her sauce for her stuffed cabbage is vegetable juice, like a V8 juice. You could certainly use a spicy one if you wanted. This is just regular. I'm adding about 3 cups of this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this to a boil, and then we're gonna add our rice. All right, we wanna make sure that this is at a boil before we add about 1 cup of rice. This is just regular rice going right into the mix here. But like I said, it's important that we make sure that that's boiling so that we get our rice cooked. Once that's added, I'm gonna reduce the heat down to a simmer, and now we're gonna add our cabbage. I've got about 1 medium head of cabbage, and you could use more or less, that I've coarsely chopped here. We're just gonna add this into our hot liquid, keeping in mind that we may have to do this in phases because this is gonna cook down. It may seem like too much to fit in our pot at one time, so we may have to add a little, let it wilt down, and then add a little bit more until we get it all added. Once that's done, you're gonna cook for 20 to 30 minutes or until that cabbage is tender to your liking. Then we can adjust for salt and pepper, and that's really gonna depend on what kind of broth you used, what kind of vegetable juice you used. So you'll just have to taste it and see. I've got some done already here. You can see just how nice and thick this gets. That rice is tender, it's super delicious. Folks, you can find this easy recipe on the website at southernbite.com. Just visit the Simply Southern TV section right at the top. Y'all enjoy.
Stacey calls this a soup, but it's really more like a stew, and on a cold winter day, that cabbage soup would be some great comfort food.
Really it is, and it makes a lot. So unless you have a large family, you'll likely have some leftovers, but it reheats well, and it's even tastier on that second day because all those flavors have had time to meld. Thanks to Sweet Grown Alabama for sponsoring today's segment.
Well, that'll do it for the first show of our 10th season. Thank you for watching today and for however long you've been watching Simply Southern.
If you'd like to take a look back at any of the stories we've brought you in the previous 9 seasons, those are at your fingertips anytime by clicking on simplysouthern.tv.net.
I hope you'll join us again next week when Melissa Bowman takes us to the birthplace of Mardi Gras in America. That's Mobile, Alabama, and we'll visit the Carnival Museum.
We will also visit Ashland, Alabama, where the well-born name is synonymous with well-built cabinets. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. We'll see you next week.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.